Wait, do you go live on YouTube too? You have a this Burnsville Blaze?
Welcome to Eagan this afternoon's South Suburban Conference between the Burnsville Blaze and your Eagan Wildcats. Let's meet the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Burnsville Blaze. In goal, number 33, Pierce Conrad. On defense, number 4, Anthony Friedman. On defense, number 17, Joe Faith. At center, number 18, Cade Nielsen. At forward, number 10, Thomas Dundon. And at forward, number 15, Jack Holmstrom. The goalies are coached by head coach Steve Blow, assisted by Frank Setta, Derek Dobbin, and Mikey Johnson. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats. In goal, senior, number 29,
We welcome you inside the Eagan Civic Arena, where we're getting set for game number 2, South Suburban Conference play. The hometown Eagan Wildcats and the visiting Burnsville Blaze. My name is Mike Cook, and pleased to be joined by Sam Ekstrom tonight. Sam is the voice of Burnsville hockey on BCTV.
Glad to be here for a joint production, Mike. Should be a good one. These two teams, some differing openers. Burnsville in a tight one. Eagan got a really tough opponent in game number 1. We'll learn a lot about these teams in the next 51 minutes.
Yeah, you see in the top corner of your screen, this is a joint production between ETV Sports and BCTV Channel 14. And Sam, you mentioned it, Eagan, boy, the other night they took on Lakeville South, and take on might be kind of strong because that was a very one-sided affair with the 7th-ranked Cougars absolutely dominating the young Wildcats all night in a 7-0 win. And for Burnsville, you guys had a nail-biter.
Yeah, we had fireworks in the opening 2 minutes. Rosemount struck first. Burnsville got 2 right back in the first 2 minutes of that game. Then there was no scoring for the better part of 2.5 periods. Rosemount got 3 consecutive late in the third, stole the game 4-3.
So as you said, we should have a good one here this afternoon from the Civic Arena. Glad you're with us, watching us wherever you are, and whether you're rooting for the Blaze or the Wildcats. Wildcats home whites going right to left to start this opening period. Burnsville the road black with the yellow trim. And that's going to be kept in by Cron right in front of the Burnsville bench for the Wildcats. Nicholas Cron, Eric Pika, the starting defenseman for the Eagan Wildcats. Up top, they've got Dylan Wedward. He's number 10. 19 is Leighton Olson. And we're missing number 17, Alex Lachenmeyer. He's the third member of that crew. Lachenmeyer with a great opportunity right there. First shot of the game goes to the Wildcats. And we've got a puck out of play. Quick whistle. And looks like it's going to be full-scale line changes for both the Blaze and the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Conrath making that opening save on a good chance by Lachenmeyer. He allowed a goal on his first shot faced against Rosemount, then bounced back really well. We'll see how he responds here in this first period.
It's going to be Guy for the Wildcats. That was never got through. Well, Eagan, they have 1 shot so far tonight. They had 1 shot total in the first period against Lakeville South. That was a game they had a grand total of 6 shots. Burnsville looking to get something going here. They're going to lead the rush coming through the neutral zone. That's going to be taken away, though, by the Wildcats. That was 27, Anderson. Right now they've got, that's 13 for Eagan. That's Matt Hansen. He was battling far side over there with Lamont for Burnsville. Lamont had a couple for the Blaze there in the season opener.
Yeah, Burnsville's looking for secondary scoring. Cade Nielsen's their big returning scorer, had 24 last year, but they really don't have anyone else who provided offense in 2019-20. So they're looking for that sort of right-hand man to play with Nielsen.
Burnsville tries to get the shot up. That went to the right of netminder Graham Edmond for the Wildcats. Edmond, a very busy young man the other night, 58 saves in that game against South. Burnsville from way out, and the rebound is there. That one somehow does not go in. Liam Hall for Burnsville, number 12 with the puck. They'll send it back up top, right in front of the Wildcat bench, down low and around. Hall in there once again for Burnsville. Battles with Gly. Coming over to help out is number 6, Corfage. Corfage, that's that second defensive pairing out there for the Wildcats. He and Ben Barbado, number 22. And our first icing of the game will go against the Eagan Wildcats.
Interested to see how Burnsville uses their third line in this one. They kind of ran out of gas against Rosemount. They really leaned heavily on their first 2 lines, and they only go with 2 defensive pairings. They'll mix in a 5th D, but this is kind of a shallow roster, so we'll see how they hold up with their legs in this one.
Keegan McDivitt controls the puck off the draw for Burnsville. I take it back, he won the draw, went into the corner. With 2-on-2 right in front of normally where the rowdy student section would be. But in the era of COVID, it is a very limited capacity here inside the Civic Arena this afternoon. Here's Burnsville. That's Hahn with the puck, number 16, far side. Tried to get it in front, keep poking at it, and Edmonds up to the task. And a little, hey, glad to be here between McDevitt and one of the Wildcats.
Got to give a hat tip to Edmond. 58 saves in that opener. You don't often see a 7-0 score and assume the goalie was the team's best player, but he probably was in that opener.
For those of you that watched that game on ETV, you saw the kid from South Baki had 5 goals, but boy, I think a very good argument could have been made for Edmond being the player of that game in that contest. Here come the Wildcats. That's Lachenmeyer, the Eagan captain, against Faith, the Burnsville captain. Pair of 17s out there, both wearing the C's. And here come the Blaze. There's a shot from the slot, and it goes in off the stick of Nielsen, and it's 1-0 Burnsville.
Oh, he's just a creator. He really has quick hands, quick on his skates, moves to the middle, quick shot, and Burnsville's got the quick lead. And once again, an early strike for the second straight game in a row.
He might have used Cron as a little bit of a screen there. That's the kind of saves Edmund was making the other night. But so for Nielsen, that'll be his second in as many games.
He was the leader in goals, assists, power play goals last year, and that was a good Burnsville team that was one game away from state. They lost a ton of offense, but clearly Nielsen is eager to carry the load.
Yeah, Leighton Olson in on that forecheck for the Wildcats, but it's going to be Burnsville coming out, left to right. We'll get the official word on that goal from Nick Johnson here in a moment. Long shot, and it's, I thought that went in. The stick went up by the shooter. That was Holmstrom. I think he thought he had it. Again, Burnsville, good pressure. We'll have to get you the assist later on that goal. I didn't quite catch it. But good pressure early on by the Blaze against this young Wildcat squad that has, their roster has just 5 kids that saw varsity time last year. And of that, really, only 3 of them saw, I would say significant varsity time. And we have another icing on the Eagan Wildcats.
Well, I tallied up the lost goals graduated from last year's team, over 70 of them between Myers, Reef, Gibson, just a bunch of offense gone from this team.
Yeah, Dylan Wedward, number 10 for the Wildcats. He had 3 goals last year. Lockenmeyer had 1. Leighton Olson had 1. And as you said, that's it for returning scoring for this young Wildcat squad. And I was told yesterday at practice they were able to see some of the film from that Lakeville South game and just saw there were a lot of more mental mistakes. And it's just something they're going to learn from. So hopefully they've got, if you're an Eagan fan, I should say, hopefully things are a little bit better today, make some more, heads-up plays and that kind of thing. Head coach Todd Carlson said, hey, if we get beat but we're hustling, I'm okay with that.
And Burnsville's not a Lakeville South either. They're not going to get 65 shots on goal in this game. So there will be more opportunities, I think, for Eagan to possess the puck and at least, kind of get their offense in the zone and make some passes across the blue line.
Burnsville just gets back on side, but they don't have the puck. Here's Maxime Greskazin, the 5th defender for the Wildcats, wears sweater number 9. In deep for the Wildcats that time. I believe that was Bohr on the forecheck. Kept in Barbado. There's 21 for the Cats. That's Goyle. Unable to keep it in. Here comes Burnsville. Possibly 2-on-1. No, poked out nicely that time by Breskazin. And in deep into the Wildcat zone with under 12.5 to go here, opening period. 1-0 Blaze on this joint BCTV production. Hull knocks a glide off the puck right at the blue line. And the puck's going to dump back into the Burnsville zone. Blaze forced to regroup. Line change upcoming for Burnsville. Cats are keeping the same 5 out. Here comes Wedward with the puck, who said he was their top goal scorer last year. Centers his top line as the Cats are kind of changing up behind the play. Dumps it all the way in. Dump and chase this time for Wedward. First man there, however, is Joe Faith for Burnsville. And here come the Blaze once again. And Devin gets hit pretty hard there by Lockenmeyer. Lockenmeyer, quarterback on that football team, and more accustomed to being hit than doing the hitting. But yeah, very physical player, strong kid, great kid, I've been told too. So they get it back out. Pika's at the point, but it's not. Yeah, he'll get it, but it's going to be back in the neutral zone. Dumps it back in. Cats are going to change at least one over. There's Wedward went off. And here comes Burnsville. They've got some wheels this time with Faith. Bad angle shot, kicked aside that time by Edmund. Battle into the corners. Number 15 hustled on for Burnsville. That's Holmstrom. Thought he had one earlier. Tried to get it in front of Faith. Couldn't quite connect in time to get a good shot off. Faith will keep. Shoot. That goes just wide of the cage. Good.
He's got an offensive mindset for a defenseman.
And that one, I'm not sure he ever saw that one off the stick of Hahn, but it does go into the corner. Shots 5-2 Burnsville right now. And that might be a 6-2 right there. We'll see if they give him a shot on goal. They do. And it's going to be another ice on the Wildcats, who are once again just doing a lot of puck chasing tonight.
Yeah, and I go back to Joe Faith, that entire offensive stretch for Burnsville. Faith was really dictating, and he was going down into the corners. He's got soft hands, and they got to find scoring from somewhere besides Nielsen. It might be at the blue line, and Faith kind of has the ability to get the puck on the net, even though he's a defenseman.
Done an opportunity there. That's kicked aside by Edmund on that quick right pad save. Good opportunity, though, off the draw for Burnsville. Dunn, he was just kind of waiting in the slot there, and really nobody was within about 3 feet of him. Burnsville able to poke that one out of harm's way, and Cats are going to be forced to regroup once again. This is Corfich punches it out. A little too far that time for Gley. Here comes Burnsville coming in. Nielsen, he got the early goal for those of you that are just with us. Just missed on the centering pass to Holmstrom. Again, the Blaze, they're buzzing right now. 7-2 shots in their favor. Cats got that early shot. I'm not sure where that second one came from, but the puck has been in Eagan zone for most of the 7 minutes of this hockey game. Too far for Gley. Quick shot, Holmstrom. Edmund gets the shoulder up on that one. Burnsville did make a defensive change behind the play as Friedman on the ice now for the black and gold, and he's got the puck back at neutral. Guys are onside. Friedman's going to come in as the Cats change up a couple of guys. Big hit down there. We've had no penalties thus far as we approach 9.5 to go here in this opening period. And here come the Wildcats. This is Cron leading the rush. He'll cut to the middle. Tried to get up, but a nice back check that time by, I believe that was Lutz. Dalton Lutz, I believe, was one that came back and knocked the puck away from Cron as Lamont looks to bring it into the Wildcat zone, but it's going to be Pika who actually comes away. Lockenmeyer far side. And is it going to squirt out? Nope, kept in by the Blaze. That time it was Gavin Lutz, number 20. Dalton is 19, Gavin is 20. A couple of Burnsville brothers playing for the Blaze. Edmund somehow got in the way of that one, but he couldn't do anything with the rebound, and it's 2-0 visitors.
Looked like Dalton Lutz finished it off, and you know what, Mike? That's the first greasy goal that Burnsville has scored this year. Their previous 4 goals had all been shots from the slots or from the point. They haven't done well cleaning up the puck around the net. This time, rebound goes to Lutz's stick in traffic, and he backhands it home.
Nice job of just reaching in there as Bohr and Pika tied up the other Burnsville player up in front. And there's Edmund back there again. He's faced a lot of rubber early. 10 shots at him so far.
Egan's got to find a way to change the momentum of this game. And a minute ago, Nick Cron had a really nice check. He dislodged the puck, and it led to a break for Eagan. They need to get physical and try to just change the mojo right now because they're on their heels facing a lot of Burnsville offense.
And I think right now, if you're the Eagan Wildcats,
Burnsville at 8:06 of the first period is number 19, Dalton Lutz.
Actually, Dalton Lutz got the goal for Burnsville.
And number 20, Gavin Lutz.
Gavin Lutz got the second assist. I didn't hear who got the first, but we'll find out for you.
Friedman, I believe.
Okay. Wildcats opportunity. Big save that time by Conrath.
And Joe Faith cleaned it up too on the rebound. That was a huge play by Faith with the yawning net.
And he's going to try to force the regroup back here at neutral, right at center ice. Well, 2-on-2, and as McDevitt comes away with it. Borbedo tried to take him off the puck, and this time it's going to be Faith just dumping it in as Burnsville makes a change. 4 fresh skaters coming out for the Blaze. And the Cats couldn't quite poke it out, but they do this time with Lockenmeyer. Lockenmeyer wheeling through neutral. It's going to go 1-on-4. Tried to find, that was 13, check that. Hansen coming down the slot. Wanted to call him Jack Larson. No, Larson's 14. And we got to save Conrath.
Nice tip in front by Hansen there to get it on net. And mixing it up there in front is Hansen trying to do anything to get that offensive zone draw.
Yep. Hansen, first year up on the varsity level. And there goes the draw, won by the Blaze. They'll try to see if they can poke it out of their own zone. They have not had too much trouble getting it out of that defensive end of the ice. They're going to cut to the middle again. I believe that was Holmstrom. He'll get it back. No, he won't because he couldn't quite control. He'll give chase, but instead it's going to be Dundon down low. Edmund's got that post guarded really well. Oh, nice move far side. Tried to get it in front there. Burnsville had a right-handed shot in front. They had a lefty. They would have had a great opportunity. But Dundon is a righty, and we play on. Here's Gus Gley in deep for the Wildcats, number 37. As the sophomore kind of dumps it around, but Burnsville again, out they come. Nielsen, full head of steam coming out. He's got Dundon on the right side. Long shot from way out. That went off, I believe that was Holmstrom's stick. And the Cats got to get moving here. Need a line change, and they do as Gley went off. But Burnsville, they're humming right now. Nielsen, big save, Edmund.
Colton Gregerson created that chance. He's one of the most physical Burnsville Blaze players, a football player, extremely strong. He just ripped the puck away, found Nielsen in the middle for a great chance.
He'll be out there on that left side right now as Faith jumps into the zone. There's Lamont, tries to backhand it. Nobody there wearing black, but a nice play by Lamont just to try and get something out of that. Down to almost 6 minutes to go here in the first. It's 2-0 Burnsville. Shots 12-4 in favor of the Blaze. Down low, they're looking to get somebody in front as Gregerson charged to the net, but they couldn't get it out to him. Boy, some of the Cats right now, they're just standing and watching more than kind of reaching in with their stick, but that's about it. Faith, he'll just dump that one in down towards the corner. It's going to give Eagan a chance to change up. Looks like at least one guy. They're going maybe two. And they're going to dump it all the way back out of the zone, but Faith is right there for Burnsville. Couldn't control. Wedward took it away. Couldn't stay with it. And this time it's going to be Barbado for the Wildcats, who's tried to get something going. Puck stopped just out by the Burnsville bench, and it's going to roll all the way back into the corner. A lot of changes being made off of both benches right there. Down in front, there goes a shot from way out for the Cats. And somehow Conrath made that save. I'm not sure if he saw that one all the way in. Bottom line is he gets another save.
Conrath faced 31 shots in an opener, made 27 saves. But, I tell you what, Mike, you mentioned, Eagan looks a little disorganized out there. I think when you have limited practice time in this sort of pandemic world, not a lot of off-season activity, you're going to rely on your returning players pretty heavily, and they don't have a lot of them. So it makes sense that you'd be a little bit discombobulated early in the season. Obviously, you want to see development period to period, game to game.
And I think for a young team like this, you got to make sure, yes, you are down 2-0, but it's only the first period. You got to, keep your head up. We're starting to see a little more opportunity here for the Cats, much better than the other night. And we've got a delayed offside. Cats tag up, but Burnsville's going to come out. They're going to dump it ahead. However, Pika there for the Wildcats as Eagan looks to get something going here with 4.5 to go in the first. Burnsville, just a hair offside as Hall couldn't quite get out before Sieben came across the blue line. Good call by the official.
It's not like Eagan's been without chances in this game either, Mike. I mean, they've had some grade A chances, and Conrath has made some fine saves, but it could easily be 2-1. And if you just get one, you're right in this game. So absolutely. I think the next goal is going to be critical.
And the other night, that South game, Eagan gave one up in the final seconds of that opening period and put them down 2-0. And that was really a killer goal early because they had really held off Lakeville South for most of the first period, somehow withstood it all. And that goes up into the Burnsville bench off a Blaze defender. Down to 4:13 to go here in this joint production between Eagan TV and Burnsville Community Television. Glad to have you with us wherever you are. As you look on the ice, you see all the players wearing masks and the officials. Part of the old COVID protocols we have to live with right now. But everybody will tell you, just glad they're out there playing.
Steve Bolio, the Burnsville coach, was going double mask plus a face guard on the Thursday game, so he's got triple layered.
And I know we didn't show the anthem today, but the players were out there. They kept their helmets on during the national anthem because of the mask. They were having problems getting it back up, ready to go.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Here's Nielsen for Burnsville. Didn't get a good shot or a good pass off that time, and Goyle got it for the Cats. But we've got a whistle, and we'll have a face-off in the Eagan zone with 3:39 to go.
Well, how about the job that Todd Carlson has? First year as the head coach, takes over for Mike Taylor, who's done it forever, and this is the type of season that he has to manage in a pandemic where you have so many protocols and restrictions. You can't really call up your JV guys. You got to quarantine them and keep them in a bubble. There's a lot to think about if you're a new head coach.
I say the only advantage he might have is that he's been the JV coach for the last few years at Eagan, and he had a lot of these kids last year. But boy, I'll tell you, there's that. It doesn't seem like a big step from JV up to V, but it is. And they got, like I said, they got a rude awakening the other night, but they also got to see, where do they got to go, and they're seeing it again right now. You got to take these steps. You got to get up, catch up to the Burnsvilles of the world before you can get up to the Lakeville Souths of the world.
Well, it's interesting, too, because there's no non-conference this year. Right. Typically, if you know your team, you can sort of schedule maybe a non-conference that allows you to build some confidence maybe against teams that you have a better chance with, and then kind of, start playing the Lakeville South midseason, well, they're thrown right into it with no non-conference, and Burnsville the same way.
Yeah, Coach Carlson was telling us the other day they had, I think he said 8 practices, no scrimmages. And of those 8 practices, 2 of them were tryouts. And like you said, for a new coach, a lot of new players, you couldn't come into a much harder situation. There's a good scramble there just to the side of the Burnsville cage. Little extracurriculars, but we're going to play on here with just under 3 minutes to go.
Looked like they were getting the stink eye from the official down there. Not sure what was said or done, but Lockenmeyer was tangled up with one of the Blaze. Couldn't see who.
Well, Lockenmeyer had a big hit early in the game. I don't remember who it was he hit, but the opportunity for Lockenmeyer, speaking of. And they'll just dump it in deep. There's Wedward for the Cats. Tries to punch it into the corner, but nobody there wearing white. And instead, Burnsville tries to get it out, but instead they're going to regroup with Faith. Send it to his defensive partner along far side. Here comes near side Gregerson. Gregerson, will he shoot from here? He's going to cut to the middle instead. A backhand, it tries to get the man on the tip. That's Lamont right there. And he's tied up nicely by the Wildcats. That was Barbado for Eagan, 22 in there, doing the nice job defensively. And he'll get the puck for Eagan. Tried to ring it around the boards. Stopped by McDevitt, the other 22 on the ice tonight. And we battle on the right side half wall coming out. Boy, nice job coming on the slot was Hull looking for that pass. Almost had a great opportunity there for Burnsville once again.
What a feed by McDevitt to get it to him, too.
He gets another one, too, if he's a left-handed shot instead of a righty. And they are going to no ice on this one. You hear the officials quickly making that declaration. Let's see if the Cats can get something going here in the final 100 seconds of this opening period. Rippentrop brings it around for Burnsville. Cron keeps it in for the Cats. Sends it down. Here's Gly for Eagan. Tried to center it in front. Nobody there, unfortunately, but coming down the slot, I think it was Bohr, but couldn't get him. Burnsville will just dump this one in. Good aggressive play that time as Rippentrop takes out Cron. And Lockenmeyer just misses hitting Holmstrom on that far side. Somebody lost a stick there. It was one of the Burnsville players. And he'll head to the bench. Actually, he'll head off. That was Holmstrom. Burnsville still in control, however, as I say that.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
There you go. Here comes Eagan. Looking to get something down in the middle in front. Bohr was there, but he was guarded nicely by a couple of Burnsville players. Kevin Lutz was one of them. Gly will keep it in far side for the Wildcats, but Burnsville going to come away. Blaze already up 2-0. Would love to get one more here in the final 37 seconds. But they're going to have to start in their own end this time because we've got an icing on Burnsville. Which, is that the first icing on the Blaze tonight?
I think it is, Mike.
Yeah.
Already 6 shots for Eagan, matching their season opener total. I've been really impressed with Lockenmeyer, 17. I mean, he clearly is head and shoulders the best member of this top line, and he really is kind of gliding around, creating opportunities out there. If they're going to get back in this game, he's going to be a big reason why.
And one nice thing the other night, boy, Eagan, they did a very good job. They rolled all 3 lines. They rolled all 5D. And I would expect Todd Carlson to continue doing that today. It doesn't matter if you're down 2-0 or if this suddenly becomes a 2-2 game at some point, for example. He will roll them all. And another icing on the Blaze. That took all of about 8 seconds.
Well, and Eagan can learn, too, from Burnsville's first game. I mean, Burnsville got outshot 15-5 in the third period. So clearly, if you keep this thing tight, there is a chance to get your way back in. They've got more people on the bench than Burnsville, just in sheer numbers. They have the ability to go deeper.
28.9. Top line stays out there for the Wildcats. That's Wedward, Lockenmeyer, Olsen. Intercept by Wedward. Wedward looking for somebody in front. Lockenmeyer shot. There we go. Eagan's finally on the board this year.
What do we say about Lockenmeyer? He was going to be a big reason why Eagan got back in this game, and we said the next goal would be huge. Eagan cuts the deficit in half, and an excellent feed by Wedward.
And that's, look at the shot there, top corner. I believe you call that a snipe. But that all started with Wedward intercepting that Burnsville pass. I don't know if we've got it on the replay, but yeah, here's a nice pass over to Lockenmeyer. Had time to shoot. Nice job in front. Olsen got the defenseman out of the way.
And Burnsville's inability to clear the puck against Rosemount burned him a couple times, and it burns
Scoring
him there.
for Eagan, number 17, Alex Lockenmeyer, assisted by number 10, Dylan Wedward. That's Lockenmeyer from Wedward.
So the Cats get a late one to cut that deficit in half. So it's now Burnsville 2, the Eagan Wildcats 1. Teams are going to head to their locker room, and we're going to take ourselves a break. You're watching Blaze and Wildcat hockey on ETV and BCTV.
Maybe we wouldn't even be friends if we did. But when you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask doesn't protect you. It protects me. I wear my mask to protect you. Mask up, America.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, it starts to work itself out.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now? Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
This is where you rise, this is where you shine, this is where you become the greatest of all time. History in the make. History in the make.
Vote for your life.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. I can't lie and say it was easy. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
I surrender.
All right, pal.
Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
We have a gun.
Why do you ask that, kiddo?
Can I play with it?
No, absolutely not. It's not a toy. You know that. Anyway, I need it to protect you, your sister and Mom.
But what about the 8 kids who get shot every day by mistake?
Where'd you hear that?
Where do you keep it?
It's hidden.
I bet it's on the top shelf of the closet, under your sweatshirts. Is it loaded? Remember when I found my Christmas gift? You always told me to be curious.
No. No, that's not what I meant.
And when it's just me and Mom, I could use the gun to protect her.
No, Justin, I promise. I'm always here for you.
But Dad, you're not always here.
Jay.
Welcome back inside the Eagan Civic Arena, Saturday afternoon, South Suburban Conference hockey action, where the Burnsville Blaze currently hold a 2-1 lead over the Eagan Wildcats. My name is Mike Cook. Sam Ekstrom from Burnsville Community TV here with me today on a joint production between ETV Sports and BCTV. And Sam, boy, the Blaze got a couple of ones there early in the first period, kind of dominated, but Eagan actually came back, showed some signs of life, and got one late.
Changes the complexion of the game entirely. Burnsville had some golden chances to make this a 3-goal game or more. Eagan comes back with that critical goal, 18 seconds left in the period, and so many times that can swing the momentum of a game when you win the last minute of a period. So, I mean, that really gives Eagan something to feel good about during this intermission and now into the second period. 7 shots, outshot 13-7. I don't think Eagan was so badly outplayed that they can't feel good about getting back in this game.
Yeah, I think the Cats might add a little bit of a lull there kind of in the middle of the period, but Burnsville's got goals so far from Cade Nielsen, Dalton Lutz, and it was Alex Lockenmeyer for the Wildcats with 18.3 seconds left. You see Graham Edmond there between the Eagan pipes. He's got 11 saves tonight. And down at the other end, Pierce Conrath has a total of 6. And as we said, this is a joint production between Eagan TV, who you can follow, by the way, on Twitter at Eagan TV. Highly recommended for all the updates. And BCTV from Burnsville. And here for second period action from Burnsville, Sam Ekstrom.
Honored to take the reins for one period of this game, Mike. Thanks for passing the baton. Eagan enters the offensive zone. Lockenmeyer got to stick to it, rattled it around the boards, kept in by Wedward, trying to move to the slot was Breckazin, and it moves now to neutral ice, swatted at by Holmstrom, and into the Burnsville end, taken at neutral by Lockenmeyer, who glides back into his own zone, and the captain steers to the right wing side, zips a pass to Leighton Olson, now goes left wing to Wedward. Wedward had it stripped by Nielsen, and he'll shovel it out to the left to Holmstrom, one of the captains. His shot got knocked down by Cron. Follow up into Edmond, who makes the first save of the second period.
Good pressure earlier there by Burnsville, and that's something Eagan had the other night. They gave up a lot of rebounds like that, but Edmond was able there to bail them out the other night, and so far he's done a pretty good job today of it as well.
Looks like Edmond last year just spent 4 minutes, 39 seconds in goal behind Derek Manzella, who was the starter and graduated. Edmond, a senior goaltender, 58 saves in the opener. Puck leaves the Burnsville end and deflects off of Gley and hits the edge of the goal for an icing very nearly on Conrath.
I thought they were actually going to wave that one off, but we can't argue with the men in the stripes.
Just about hit the post there.
Well, you mentioned Manzella last year, and it's been a lot of years since the Eagan Wildcats have not had a Manzella between the pipes.
There's a shot by Sieben, left point, steered to the corner. Gley trying to clear the zone, and they accomplish it. It was forced out there by Goyle, who brought it to the Burnsville blue line. Paddled in by Hansen. Puck flip, Goyle backhand in front. That's swept away by the Blaze, and Zach Lamott backhands to an exciting sophomore in Cole Sieben. That's pried away from him, and Lutz back to get it. Gavin Lutz, brother of Dalton. They teamed up on the second Burnsville goal. Burnsville leads it by 1. Gley checked in the corner, and Burnsville has the puck with Lamott. It fluttered off his stick, taken by Corfage. Swung it back to neutral. The puck exchanges hands back to Burnsville. And Dalton Lutz. Into the corner it goes around the end boards. Big check by Colton Gregerson, the most physical member of the Blaze. Lays out another opponent. Corfage was on the receiving end of the punishment. Lamott has it for the Blaze in the left corner. On the half wall, goes over to McDevitt, who had a nice debut. McDevitt sends it in front, and the opportunity skips over Lamott's stick. Puck cleared onto Conrath for no icing.
And you got to remember, this is the period of a long change. Cats were able to, they really sprinted to the bench on that after that puck went down into the Burnsville zone.
Long pass ahead to Hall, who backhanded it on Edmond, makes another save. Eagan the other way. Wedward got separated from the puck, and now the Blaze trying to bring it back in across the blue line. Onside is Joe Faith. Goes down to his knees, lost the puck, and Eagan with it. Given right back to Hall, however. Cron for the Wildcats. Slings shots behind Edmond and moves up the left wing. Flies past Faith, rifling down the left side. Backhand in front. Follow up by Lockenmeyer. Couldn't get a clean shot.
Boy, look at Nicholas Cron flying down that left side. I thought he was going to actually take that shot from there.
Nearly went coast to coast. Just over 3 minutes played here in the second. Flipped in. Burnsville gets a much-needed change. They lead 2-1. Cade Nielsen, 24 goals last year. He's got speed. Right wing. Nielsen finishes it. What a goal from Burnsville's top playmaker.
Talk about an individual effort. Took that back. I think it was in the neutral zone. Beat about 3 Wildcats coming down the right side here as we take a look at the replay. Wedward just reaches in the stick. Pika never took him out. And not much Edmond can do on that one as he got beat 5-hole. But boy, what a fantastic solo effort by Nielsen.
He's going to be garnering a lot of attention, I think, at the next level this season. He was kind of a late bloomer, didn't really know his name until last year, but here he is. He's a really good senior. And
Scoring
maybe
for
another
Burnsville
chance.
at
Nielsen wants the
3:18
hat
of the
trick.
second
He
period.
fires and a
Number
save
18,
made by
Cade
Edmond.
Nielsen,
Follow-up
unassisted.
comes in from
That's
Rippentrop.
Nielsen,
Save again.
unassisted.
Unassisted on that goal, they announce. 3-1 Burnsville.
Well, the Cats need to respond right here. They were starting to pick up play a little bit there before Nielsen made that fantastic solo effort. And again, I think Cron, you saw him flying down that left wing, stepping up from the defensive spot. And he's a kid that can do that. He's really kind of the leader back on that Eagan blue line. Saw some significant time last year up with his varsity team, and I know they've got big hopes for him here at Eagan High School.
It's a big swing in the game with Cron had the drive to the net. Burnsville repelled the chance, and then Nielsen comes right back and scores. For a second, it looked like Cron might tie it, and suddenly it's a 2-goal game. Pika behind Edmond, banks it off the corner boards and into neutral ice. Burnsville switches sides of the ice to the near side in front of us. Friedman goes across the blue line and skirts to get the puck on the half wall. Goes back to Gregerson. Gregerson lost it. Now the Wildcats trying to get a break with Olsen. Olsen looking to gather at the left point, crashes into the boards in front of his own bench. Lockenmeyer pursues. Olsen circles back to it and backhands it along the end boards. Lockenmeyer to it and picks it up for the Wildcats. Getting outshot 17-8. Opening 5 minutes of the second period, 3-1. Burnsville leads. That's back to Pika, left point. Slides one wide right as Conrath watches it go by. Cron forces it in deeper. Olsen in the corner. Burnsville trying to kick it out of the zone, but they can't do it. Wedward keeps it in. Lockenmeyer tripped up in front of the net, crashes into Conrath. Now Faith the outlet pass. That's intercepted by Cron, and Cron lost the puck off his stick.
That's one thing about Eagan, especially on the last time in this zone. The guy will come in deep with the puck down behind the goal line, but the other guys are kind of slowly creeping up in that forward position.
Lamont hits the bar hard, and Edmond made the save. I don't think there's a penalty on that. There was some contact. No penalties yet in this game. What a chance by Lamont.
Yeah, just a good hustle play by Lamont. And that was Cron, I believe, on the dive. Had that nice play on the offensive zone, try to get something set up, but absolutely hustled back to break that one up, or this game could easily be 4-1 Blaze.
Lamont emerging as sort of the number 2 scorer on this Blaze team. There's Bolio. I think he wanted a penalty, and we saw the stick sort of trip him up after the puck had been separated. Borderline call, but you know, they haven't been calling him this game, so I think it's in line with sort of what we've seen in the first 25 minutes or so of play.
I think that's one of those plays where if you do call it, you could debate it. If you don't, you could debate it. And I think because the call on the ice was no penalty.
There is Hull shooting high against Rosemount. Burnsville.
Now we got a penalty on Burnsville.
Yeah, we do. A chance to see the Eagan power play for the first time.
That was Barbada that was absolutely drilled into the boards in front of where the Burnsville student section would normally be. And you know they'd be up, watch it right at the bottom of your screen.
Right there with the shoulder, Jager Hahn. Burnsville's penalty kill gave up a goal against Rosemount. They were 1 for 2 on the kill in that game. Eagan was 0 for 2 on the power play against Lakeville South. And they lose the opening draw. Puck flutters to the near side. Nielsen short-handed with it in the Eagan end. Makes a couple nice moves. Shovels the puck along, and a Holmstrom one-timer whizzed it wide. Faith now back in the Blaze end. 20 seconds gone in the power play. Eagan trying to establish the zone. But it's brought out by Burnsville again in Holmstrom.
Burnsville penalty on number 16, Jager Hahn, 2 minutes for interference.
Interference on Hahn, who's in the box for another 125. Here's Lockenmeyer gliding to his left. Left it for Olsen. Goes back to the point. There's a shot from way out, and Conrath paddles it aside. Sitting on the left dot, that's flipped out, and it knuckles down the ice all the way on Edmond. He'll distribute to the right side. Dylan Wedward. Across center. Across the blue line now and leaving it back. Glide. Does a pirouette and lost the puck, and Lamott's alone again. Zach Lamott scores! Short-handed goal. Burnsville has a 3-goal lead. Zach Lamott.
Boy, and I was just going to say, I was watching both times Eagans went into that offensive zone. Burnsville has had a forward kind of leaking out behind the Wildcat defense, and that time it paid off for the black and gold.
Lamott, a good finish there. Forehand flip, top corner. Same area where Lockenmeyer scored his goal in the first period, and Edmond there. Not much you can do against a break, against a great player like that.
Like I said, Eagan's a very young team, and you got the power play out there. Guys that really don't have a lot of experience on it. How much of that you can use for an excuse?
Burnsville
I don't know.
At 6:47
but they're only going to get better from it.
Scored shorthanded. Number 24, Zach Lamott, assisted by number 15, Jack Holmstrom.
Holmstrom got the lone assist on that goal for Burnsville.
So Nielsen and Lamott both with 3 goals on the year, co-leading the team. Still 15 seconds left on the Eagan power play, trying to get one back, and it's going to lead to another Burnsville break. This is Lutz, flanked by Lamott. Lutz will shoot and miss the net.
And he didn't miss by much.
Power play 3 seconds from ending. Gavin Goyle steers his way to the corner. Fires it back for the point. Glide
Burnsville
to Goyle, the give and go. Back to Glide. Burnsville's full strength. Dundon knocks it out of the zone, and Eagan will have to retreat. Yet another breakaway, a 2-on-0. It is a couple chances for Dundon, and it's kept out by Edmond.
Edmond, another amazing save.
I mean, Burnsville was so wide open there, I don't think either of them knew what to do with it, really.
And I'll tell you, I saw it done, and he came off the bench when that power play expired, comes into the D zone, breaks it up. Next thing you know, he's coming the other way with a golden opportunity for the Blaze. That was a fine individual effort there by number 10.
They were sort of saying, hey, you want it? I'll take it. And Dundon stops on a dime, and the follow-up, even more impressive on the save, I would say. One-timer by Cron, missing right.
We're approaching the midway point of the second period of Eagan's second game. Already this year, 74 saves for Edmond. And I'll tell you, if he doesn't stand on his head, Eagan could have given up probably easily 6 or 7 more goals this year.
Now the ice is opening up right now for the Blaze. Dundon cross ice, and Nielsen couldn't finish. There's a one-timer save by Edmond. Loose puck. Nielsen hammers away. And Edmond stands on his head, true to form.
Add to that total. This is a kid he just waiting to get his. He was biding his time behind Manzella. Played a few minutes that we saw at the varsity level last year, but they were so high on this kid. And again, Coach Carlson said just a super nice kid, very coachable. And we watch him; he moves so well back there as well.
The second period was tough for Eagan in the first game. They gave up 3 goals to Lakeville South and trailed by 5 after that period. Now, a tough start to the second period here for the Wildcats as Friedman skates back to pick this one up in his own end.
Conversely, Burnsville, I believe that was a scoreless second period with Rosemont over at the,
Correct.
The ice center.
Yep. Good chance there from the left side in Lockenmeyer. Conrath knocked it down. Good move by Nielsen. He fired it off to the right, missed his target, and it results in an icing with 7:51 left in the middle frame.
Well, I like that play. Burnsville just trying to stretch it out. Again, follow ETV on Twitter. Eagan TV, check that. Website, eagan-tv.com. Quick opportunity, we want to mention this is a joint broadcast between Eagan TV and Burnsville Community TV. Helping us today is Greg Borman, Dalton Gruber, Josh Sibley representing Eagan. From the Burnsville side is Jade Golden, Logan Westermeyer helping out tonight. The border battle, shall we say, between the Blaze and the Wildcats.
These teams split last year, each winning in the opposing arena. Eagan won 2-0 on the road. Burnsville won 4-2 in this building, and then they met each other in the playoffs. Burnsville knocked out Eagan 5-1 in the section semifinals. The second time they've met in the postseason in the last 3 years.
And you know these kids, they've grown up playing each other ever since they were mites and squirts and peewees, and they know each other very, very well.
Burnsville's won 8 of the last 10 in this rivalry. Lamont shot, Gregerson follows up. 2 more saves by Edmond, who's racking up the save count. It's now up to 18.
You mentioned Eagan won at Burnsville last year, and boy, I couldn't tell you the last time Eagan won over at Burnsville prior to that. That was just a house of horrors for the Wildcats for the longest time.
I remember calling that game. Burnsville just could not crack Banzella in the game, who was fantastic. They've got 4, though, in this one, and they scored 5 in the playoffs last year to reach the section final where the red-hot St. Thomas Academy cadets ended their season. Lamont missed the net high, and that'll clip the netting with 6:55 on the clock.
Well, they've got to match this speed for Burnsville right now. There's not a lot of physicality, but the wheels at Burnsville far, far superior at this point to the Wildcats, who, granted, they're back on their heels, so to speak. The Cats are going to come back, but they've got to start taking some chances. Got to be moving every shift out there. Too many guys left alone, too many guys going to one player.
We wondered about Burnsville's fatigue level later in this game. They seem to be plenty energized here in the second period. And the lead gives them some leeway, too, to play that third line maybe a little more if they want. 3-goal advantage right now. That gets jarred loose to Pika. Pika tried to pass it off, but unable to handle the puck. Racing to it, McDevitt got there in time. McDevitt picks it up. He's got Hahn there to help. Hahn freshly out of the penalty box.
I want to say nice job by Corfage back there to help break that one up for Eagan.
Knocked down in the corner by Pika. Over to Lockenmeyer left side. He angles to the right. Lockenmeyer trying to turn the corner. Short side. There's Lockenmeyer. He's tripped up. There's another Burnsville penalty. And it's going to go against Friedman on the trip. And another power play chance for the Wildcats.
10:57 will be the time of this one.
Gave up a short-handed goal last time on the extra attacker. They'll try to improve things this time around. I believe Friedman picked up a penalty in the first game as well.
Well, we saw what happened to that Eagan power play last time they had it, and it was really controlled by the Blaze. And boy, if the Cats ever needed a goal, right now would be an optimal time.
Open look and a good save by Conrath. Loose puck squirting free on the left side, and Cron unable to get a stick to it.
Anthony Friedman, 2 minutes for tripping.
Already a better chance there for Eagan than they had on their first power play, and it was key that they won the draw in the offensive zone, and it led to a great chance.
And the thing is that Leighton Olson went to the net on that one for the Wildcats. Something we haven't seen a whole lot of early in this season.
Lockenmeyer backhands one along. Faith gets there, and he'll try to sweep it out, and does, and it leads to a Nielsen chance. Another opportunity for the hat trick, denied by Edmond. Again, Nielsen. Edmond continues to keep him out. Another save by Edmond. Nielsen humming around the net looking for that third goal.
Two things. One, Burnsville, again, they leaked somebody out. Eagan D did not see it. And we've said it how many times already, but what a save by Edmond. Or I should say saves, plural.
They want Nielsen still. Oh, but he's offside. Holmstrom and Nielsen together. And Nielsen too eager for the hat trick.
And I like Nielsen. He kind of put his glove up like, what? It was close, but I do believe it was the right call. But yeah, boy, talk about some optimal PK for the Blaze. Yeah, you had Lamont got that goal last time on the PK, and Nielsen. A couple of great opportunities that time, and nearly another one that time.
Yeah, Burnsville's been more explosive shorthanded than they have been even strength. Edmond will play this. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Wildcats trying to formulate some opportunities here. Just over 4 minutes to go in the second period. And they're down by 3. And it's Lamont again in open ice. He's got Lutz. Lamont and Lutz. Lamont holds, and he'll opt to just kill some clock. Spun around by Rippentrop to the near side for Joe Faith. 5 seconds left on the power play. Burnsville out shooting Eagan 13-4 in this period alone.
Burnsville is full strength.
Faith in his own end. We're back to 5-on-5. Eagan 0 for 2 now on the power play. And -1 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure other than they might have one shot on the power play combined.
Yeah, the very first face-off following the penalty, they had a chance.
Yep.
Stoppage here with 3:44.
And again, credit to Burnsville. Like you said, very aggressive on the power play. Again, showing their speed. They're getting in the lanes. They weren't giving Eagan any opportunity to get much of a shot off, much less a pass.
Burnsville last year had 4 shorthanded goals. They've got their first of the year here tonight. Loose puck at neutral. Hammered at by the Blaze, Lutz, and it winds up back in the Burnsville end. Lutz in a foot race with Leighton Olsen. Leighton Olsen wins it and saucers it out in front, stolen by Nielsen. 3-on-2 come the Blaze. Nielsen down the middle, scores, and there's his hat trick. 3 for Cade Nielsen, and it's 5-1.
Those of you youngsters that are watching, you want to see how to operate a 3-on-2? Watch that series by Burnsville. That was textbook.
Nice trailing by Nielsen. Stayed back, gave himself plenty of space, unleashed it from the top of the circle. 4 goals on the year.
Second straight game, Egan's allowed a hat trick to an opponent. Baki for Lakeville South had 5 here the other night in that 7-0 Cougar win.
So the Blaze open up, and again, 3 goals allowed in the second period by the Wildcats for a second straight game. 3 minutes to go in the second.
And I see Henry Martin out there, number 2 for Eagan. One of the few times we've seen him out there tonight. Not sure if this is his first shift, but it might be.
Martin, a junior forward. This is a junior-heavy roster, Mike. I mean, who knows what's going to happen this season, but you are set up well for next season as well. A lot of your top players are 11th graders.
For Burnsville, number 18, Cade Nielsen, assisted by number 10, Thomas Dundon.
That's 2 helpers for Dundon tonight. Should mention just before this game, the JV squads played to a 4-4 tie.
That was a good game. Eagan scored with a minute to go to tie that one. They did not play overtime for timing constraint reasons. Blaze with it here in their own end. Cole Sieben stick handles across the blue line, and Sieben uncorks one high over the net. Hall unable to keep it in. Friedman back in front of his bench, and he shuffles it into the zone, played by Cron.
So nice hop over there on the Burnsville bench. They nearly had a too-many men penalty. Didn't see who that was. It hopped on, hopped right back off.
Here's Eagan hovering in their own end still. That's back pass to Pika. flipped against the Burnsville bench and off a player to bring play to a halt in the final 2 minutes of play in the second.
Hey, why don't you take a quick second and thank some of our premier sponsors for Eagan hockey this year. The Trail Stop Tavern, the Locker Room of Eagan, Urgency Room, Wildcats Bar and Grill, Lone Oak Grill, and Sari's, Medcraft, and Eagan Arms Public House. Glad to have all those folks here with us. And don't forget, guys, especially in these times where seating is limited, please order from your local businesses, locally owned and operated.
Absolutely. Under 2 to go in the second period. Down on the ice is Corfage. Board battle on the half wall. Still tied up there. Gregerson, you'll see him in a lot of battles. Friedman still locked up with Glei. Lutz is there. They just can't get the puck off the wall, and finally they do. Gregerson at the point.
He absolutely leveled Glei, who looked to get the check on Gregerson.
Gregerson never loses his skates. He is so firm. Loves to check.
That might have been Burnsville's biggest guy against Eagan's smallest.
And Gregerson manhandles running backs on the football field. He's a linebacker.
And that was Glei on the receiving end again for the Wildcats.
I mean, if you watch Gregerson, just keep your eyes on him. He's already checked about 4 guys on this shift. Minute to go in the second period. Corfage against Lamont there in the corner.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Goes back to the near side.
Remaining.
Friedman hauls it in left point. Looking for a tip. Lamont brings it down. And that's backhanded out by Corfage.
Yeah, nice job by Corfage to come over getting away with that shot.
Friedman had daylight, but it closed up on him. Went to Faith. Faith on net. Puck loose in front. Bodies fly, and Eagan clears. Friedman at center. Flipped it to Lamont. Taken by Faith over the blue line. Nice pass. Right wing. Dundon left it. And it stays out somehow. Faith there on the doorstep.
I think the net went off too, but a great opportunity again for the Blaze. And again, Edmund just superb between the pipes for the Wildcats.
And again, there's Faith, the offensive-minded defenseman, and just a good play by Edmund to keep that left pad on the post. Draw taken by Eagan and through center. Final 15 seconds of play. Dundon forced it along to Holmstrom. Dundon. Holmstrom chases, under 10 seconds to go. Nielsen's in front. That's dislodged and unable to keep are the Blaze. Final 3 seconds of the frame, and Burnsville will take a 5-1 lead to the third period. They outshoot Eagan 15-5 in the period, and they open it up. It was a 1-goal game, now it's a 4-goal game.
As you watch, the Blaze are going to head off to their locker room. Cats are going to head off to theirs. And we'll take ourselves another break. You're watching Burnsville Eagan Boys Hockey on BCTV and ETV Sports.
Scoring summary of the second period. 3 goals for Burnsville. First goal was scored by number 18, Nielsen, unassisted. At 3:18 of the second period. At 6:47 of the second period, number 24, Lamont from Holmstrom, shorthanded. In the third goal of the period at 13:41 of the second period for the hat trick, Nielsen, assisted by Dundon, even strength.
Welcome back inside the Eagan Civic Arena as we get set for third period action between the Burnsville Blaze and the Eagan Wildcats. As you see, it's the Burnsville Blaze with a 5-1 lead as we head into the final 17 minutes of regulation. My name is Mike Cook. We have Sam Ekstrom joining us here from the Burnsville Community Television Group. And Sam, thanks for you and the BCTV crew for being here tonight. Kind of fun to do these joint productions.
No doubt about it. Yeah, let's make this a regular thing. It's been a good one so far. Burnsville taking a bigger lead in the second period. We've seen some good back and forth play, and we'll see what the third period has in store. And we're looking forward to the girls' game tonight too. Make sure you stick around for girls varsity opener at 7 p.m.
And that's going to be on the YouTube channel. And also, Eagan boys basketball is home against Lakeville South tonight. That's going to be on the YouTube channel as well. Again, Eagan TV trying to do home games for pretty much all of the sports this winter in Eagan High School. Boys and girls hockey, boys and girls hoops, wrestling. I know they did swimming the other night. So, it's tough right now with the COVID and the limited capacity inside the arena or the gym or the pool. But Eagan TV doing the best they can to bring you watch these guys and gals going at it.
And the Burnsville Arena, they didn't have any fans permitted in their opener. So, we literally were sort of the outlet for people to see that game, and we're happy to do it.
Well, right now, those Burnsville fans are happy. As I said, their squad is up 5-1. Kay Nielsen's got the Hattie already for Burnsville, number 18. And again, Graham Edmond, he's been solid between the pipes for the Wildcats, 23 saves. Lockenmeyer got the 1 goal late in the first period. And we are underway here, third period between the Blaze and the Wildcats. Second game of the season for both of these teams. And Conrath will try to pick it up, get a quick whistle to his benefit, as Lockenmeyer was coming in for the Wildcats. I want to mention Wildcats next week. They're at Apple Valley on Thursday. Back here against Farmington on the 23rd. That's a 7 o'clock start. Plan to watch that one on ETV. And the Blaze, I know you guys go home. You have a couple of games next week. You got Eastview on the 21st. 23rd, they are home to Prior Lake. And I understand BCTV to cover both of those games.
Absolutely. Prior Lake, number 6 in the state in the preseason poll.
That should be a fun team to watch. We saw South here the other night. They're the 7th team, so I'm guessing those Lakers are pretty good as well. Burnsville keeping the pressure on. They tried to get it in that time with Gavin Lutz. That was knocked aside by the Wildcats. Wedward. And Wedward up top with Lockenmeyer and Leighton Olson right now. This is going to be Olson. He'll dump it in. Way off sides, however. The Cats going to be forced to tag, which is fine because Coach Todd Carlson looking for a line change. Anyway, here comes Hodson for Burnsville. Or Dundon, check that. Number 10. I don't know where I got Hodson. Dundon, number 10 for Burnsville. He's got a couple of helpers today for Burnsville. Again, Blaze, good pressure right front. Shot from out Nielsen. Boy, that just hit Edmond in the glove. I'm not sure he ever saw that coming in. But Nielsen, boy, he got good wood on that shot.
Nielsen seems to have taken it to another level. Last year he was surrounded by some other really good players, Corey Bell among them, one of the Ashan brothers, and this year he's, obviously had to take on greater responsibility, and he's ratcheted up his game. He's really fun to watch.
Dalton Lutz will draw for Burnsville. Goyle for the Wildcats. That's Gavin Goyle, the sophomore forward. Might have tried to get the flick, just a hair on its way in. Edmond is there, and he's there again. Cats are going to get something out of their own zone. Big hit at center by Gley. Check out Faith behind the play. And Burnsville managed to keep that puck in the Wildcat zone as we approach 2 minutes gone by here. Period number 3. 5-1 Blaze on the ETV BCTV production. Burnsville's down low, back in front. Nice little give and go there by the Blaze. Couldn't quite convert, however. And we should have an icing on the Wildcats, and indeed we do.
See how much of that third Burnsville line we see here in the third period. I would expect to see more of it, and they just hopped off the bench with McDevitt, Hull, and Hahn, that third line. I think we'll see a lot of those guys here as long as the lead stays 4 or more.
Looks like Egan's got their third line out right now, too, with Anderson, Larson, and Bohr. 27, 14, and 8, respectively. Larson's coming down the left side, but he's going to be off. So they got away with that one as Anderson carries it in. I thought he was offside on that play.
Yeah, thought so too.
Cats forced to regroup, however. That's Bohr with the puck. Pika tries to poke it ahead. Bohr couldn't quite get it. Burnsville will control once again. And they'll set things up from their own side of the blue line, or attempt to, as Cron ends up knocking the misplayed puck back into the Burnsville zone. Larson forechecking for Eagan, but Burnsville, here they come once again. The black and yellow rolling, this is Sieben leading the rush. He'll backhand it and wisely hung on to by Graham Edmond. 32nd shot of the game for Burnsville.
Cole Sieben, who had that rush, he's another blue liner who can make some moves offensively, and that was someone that Steve Bolio volunteered to me as a player that they're really excited about. He's a new player, but a lot of upside, and obviously only a 10th grader.
I think he tries to get something in front again. That never got through off the stick of Holmstrom. I don't know who didn't catch who the D was. And Cats finally able to poke it out of the blue. Rippentrop in there for Burnsville, gets back up. He's battling with Lockenmeyer. Here comes Wedward for the Cats. He's got Olsen with him. Wedward! And nice save that time, Conrath. Big save to keep this a 5-1 hockey game. Here comes Burnsville the other way. Nielsen leaves it. Shot. That time, Holmstrom once again. Well, that combination has been so deadly today for Burnsville.
I mean, Holmstrom is wondering what he has to do to get a goal. He's the one guy who's kind of getting left in the cold here, but he's had a lot of opportunities.
Nielsen hit hard along the boards by Gavin Goyle as the puck goes over to the far side by the Eagan bench. Cats coming out 3-on-2 if they hurry. This is Cron leading the rush. He'll backhand it across. Nobody there. He tried to get it. I think that was Goyle on the tip. And this time Conrath will just cover it up, probably wisely, by the Burnsville netminder.
I felt so bad for Conrath in the first game. He gave up a goal in the first shot of the game. Then he made like 25 straight saves, played phenomenally. Then the defense wore down around him at the end. Rosemount got, two goals and then an empty netter. So the final score didn't really reflect how well Conrath played in that game. I think he's having a good bounce back here.
Yeah, Henry Martin back on the ice for the Eagan Wildcats. Wears number 2 out there with Goyle and Anderson on the front line right now for Coach Carlson's squad. Good to see that Coach Carlson, like I said, letting a lot of these guys get their ice time. There's only one way to get experience in that. You've got to be out there. I think it's a bit of confidence too. I think he's showing in these players that we truly believe in you, and you might be a quote unquote third liner or extra forward, but expect to get some playing time.
Yeah, I mean you have to give your players, especially your new players, a safe space where you accept that they're going to make some mistakes. You got to let them, occasionally fail and learn from it and kind of take their lumps in this unorthodox season. And I think that takes a lot of class as a coach to do that.
We've got a penalty coming up. I believe this will be the third one on Burnsville. Indeed, it will be. This time it'll be Joe Faith going to sit. Time of the infraction will be 4:43.
One thing Burnsville hasn't got to work on is their power play. They struggled on the power play in their first game, 0-for-3, and they've had no opportunities.
I stand corrected. It's Lamont apparently that's sitting. They have 24 up on the scoreboard. Did not see the call. Bottom line, 2-minute advantage for the Eagan Wildcats. A must-score situation for Eagan if they have any hopes, I would say, of getting back into this one. Olsen didn't get good wood on that one. Woodward's going to chase it down for the Wildcats. He's taken out far side by Nielsen. Lost a little bit of a blade as well in the process. And Barbado for the Wildcats. Waits for all the white sweater Cats to be ready.
Number 17, Joe Faith, 2 minutes for roughing.
It was Faith on the penalty, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
They had 24 on the board, but yeah, 7 is Faith. And that was a rough.
So progress here for Eagan would just be keep the puck in the zone. Don't give Burnsville any breakaway opportunities. That was what plagued them on those first two.
Cron loses it at. Couldn't quite keep it in the zone. Tried to trickle it along the blue line. Good pressure that time, though, by McDevitt for Burnsville. Tries to give Cron a little shove, but Cron's able to keep the puck. And he'll go deep down the left side. He's shadowed by Gavin Lutz. Cron still with the puck in front. Oh, quick turn, no. Taken away that time by Lockenmeyer, quarterback of this power play. He'll send it up top, down into the corner with under a minute to go in the man advantage. Still 5-1 Burnsville, 11:07 to go in this one. All the way down that time, Burnsville on the kill. And they're going to change up a couple of defensemen behind the play. As the Cats looking to get something going this time with Pika on the outlet. But just wisely shot back in by Burnsville, taking more precious seconds off the clock. Here's Lamont in for Burnsville on the aggressive forecheck. Blaze not afraid to push the play, even though they're down a man right now.
They gained some confidence on those first 2 kills. They obviously have found an area they think they can exploit, and they're still trying to do it.
Henry Martin with the puck for the Wildcats with 12 to go in the power play. Martin thought about passing. Now he tries to get it ahead to Bohr, a little too far. But actually, Bohr is going to end up getting the puck behind the Burnsville net before it gets intercepted by Friedman. All the way down, no ice.
Burnsville, full strength.
Burnsville now at full strength.
Full strength.
10-12 to go, 5-1 Blaze. And now it's going to be an icing on the Wildcats with 10:08 to go.
So that drops them to 0 for 5 on the year on the power play, and that's a big thing that comes, I think, as the season goes along. Special teams, that's something that they'll obviously put a lot of time into, and we're in game 2 of an 18-game season. There's a lot of time to get better at this stuff.
Woodward against Nielsen, top line centers on the draw. Burnsville wins it, shot all the way back in from the point. Lockenmeyer had it on his stick briefly. Holmstrom aggressively comes out and gets the puck, however. Around Lockenmeyer, Nielsen looking to center it. Nobody there wearing black. Good idea. There's Dundon for Burnsville. He's got the puck just outside the circle. Sends it back up top for 7. Rippentrop. And that goes high and wide. Edmund might have got a piece of that on the way past. Burnsville keeping the pressure up. Give, go. Turn, shot Nielsen. Nice read by Edmund to make the save. Getting that Eagan defense. Those guys have got to be moving their feet a little bit better out there. A little too much standing and watching the play right now. Holmstrom tried to get Nielsen poked out that time. Nice diving play by Leighton Olsen. Lockenmeyer, he'll hustle down for the Wildcats. Try to get something going offensively for the home team. And Dundon couldn't quite control. He can come in the other way. Far side, Lockenmeyer tries to get around the Burnsville D. Unsuccessful. Kept in that time Doyle. Got in the way of Burnsville's outlet. Here's Nielsen. Burnsville in the process of making a change. They do keep just 5 guys on the ice, however. And we shall play on with under 9 to go in this one. Here's Anderson for the Wildcats. Or check that. That was 37 Gus Gley, not 27 Anderson. Down low. Here comes Burnsville again. Eagan struggling to get something set up on a consistent basis this afternoon. Martin gets crunched down in the corners. He battles among 2 Burnsville players. Far side for Gley. We're halfway home in the third. Nobody scored, so we're still 5-1 Burnsville. And Cats are going to change up a couple of guys behind the play as Burnsville looks to bring it on that far side. Trying to get it across. They were trying to hit Gregerson here on this near side. Nice job that time getting that though by Breskison for the Eagan Wildcats. Other way, here's Maxine. He's going to go for the Cats. Try to go deep. He's got Larson with him. Larson loses the puck, taken out of the play by, I couldn't get the number on that Burnsville Blaze player. There's Gregerson along the near boards. He'll poke it out for the Blaze. Lamont going to lead the rush the other way, battling with Cron. Cron slows him down, gives his teammates an opportunity to catch up. Gregerson controls 3 new ones off the bench for the Blaze. Trying to get it out there was Corfage. Battle near the Eagan bench. I like their McDevitt. Boy, he could have riven Corfage out, and he did not. I like that play, though. Don't need to crunch him, and they didn't.
Yeah, it's a 4-goal game. You got 7 minutes to go. Burnsville doesn't have a lot of horses, to go very deep. Preserve yourselves. It's a long season.
And you don't want to be labeled.
Right.
Here comes Wedward. He's going to go in deep. Lockenmeyer going to try to meet him. And they're just going to keep coming around. Here's Anderson trying to poke it in as he stepped up from the defensive spot. But check that. That was Barbato, 22 for Eagan. There's Faith for Burnsville. They'll get the Burnsville Blaze coming out of their own zone right up the middle this time. There's McDevitt. It's a little shove from behind by Lockenmeyer. McDevitt still tries to get it over to 16 Hahn. And the Blaze, again, some really good scoring opportunities here in the third period. Shot from the dot, and Edmund didn't. Faith with a shot, just missed. Edmund watched that one go by. In deep for Burnsville. Instead, the puck will squirt out. Eagan Wildcats, 4 fresh skaters about to jump over the boards as Faith regroups for the Burnsville Blaze. Look at even their record at 1-1 on the season. Lost that tough one to Rosemount Thursday night. Cats were routed by South in week 1, playing better tonight. They still find themselves down by a 5-1 score. Martin across. There we go for the Eagan Wildcats. Make that 5-2.
Great job by Glide, a sophomore, to haul that one in. He had very little room to receive this pass. Handles it, one move, and over the top of Conrad. That's a great goal by Gus Glide.
And what about the play by Martin, though, to set him up on that?
Yep.
Again, a kid we mentioned, hadn't seen a whole lot of ice time probably here in the opening 2 periods, but making the most of an opportunity on that play. So as of right now, it's going to be Glide from Martin to make it 5-2. 5:59 to go in this one.
That's what you like to see in the third period. If you're the Eagan coaching staff, you know they
Scoring
probably
for Eagan at 9:01 of the third period. Number 37, Gus Leitch, assisted by number 2, Henry Martin, and number 5, Eric Pika.
Pika gets the second assist on that one. About 5 Wildcat players with points tonight, as Lockenmeyer scored back in the first with the assist to Wedward. Shots now 35-18 in favor of Burnsville with 5.5 to go in this one.
You know, sometimes when you go into the third period down 4, you want to be realistic as a coach. You might say, okay, guys, you know, we're probably not going to win, but let's win the third period. And that's what they're doing here, and they've had some nice opportunities.
You know, and Coach Carlson using very coach speak, like, you know, we want to be playing our best at the end of the season. Well, of course you do, as every coach would say, but, you know, with a young group like this, that's truly the case. There are so many baby steps you're going to take throughout the season if you're the Eagan Wildcats.
I think we got our first penalty on Eagan.
And that'll be number 4, Nicholas Cron. Eagan has 3 penalties this year, and Cron has each of them. Not what you want to be a team leader in.
No, not exactly.
11:39 will be the time of the infraction. I did not see the call. Bottom line is Burnsville power play for the first time tonight.
Might have been something after the whistle.
Nicholas Cron, 2 minutes for slashing.
I'm on a slash, okay. And he's their top D, likely you would say, so he can get they're a nice wraparound attempt. Nielsen, he got it before the post moved. That's 4 for Nielsen.
We were wondering about the Burnsville power play. Well, there you go. First power play goal of the year, first opportunity of the game, and this is pretty by Nielsen. Keeps it tight to the cage. Just beats the toe of Edmond to that post. Great play.
That took all of 16 seconds for Burnsville to get that one, and it's now 6-2 Blaze. And it got really quiet here in the Eagan Civic Arena. Not that it's been real loud. I mean, the crowd is obviously limited, but I think the buzz is gone, so to speak. So inside 5 to go in this one. Cats looking to finish strong. There's Anderson. That trickles just wide of the goaltender, 33, Pierce Conrad. Conrad, a couple of big saves tonight. Hasn't been extremely busy back there.
Now we got an elbowing call, and Eagan's right back in the box, I think.
And this will be. Actually, I think
it's Burnsville.
It's going to be against Burnsville, yeah. The Eagan guys were looking around, kind of like, who, on us? And instead it's going to be 4, Anthony Friedman for Burnsville. Like you said, elbowing the call.
The 2 number 4s can't stay out of the box. What's going on, Mike?
I have no idea.
That's 2 for Friedman.
It is.
1 for Cron.
And that's 4th penalty of the night on Burnsville, or of the afternoon, I guess I should say. Force of habit to call it night. But let's see if the Cats can get one here. Again, build some momentum as they look ahead to next week with those games against Apple Valley and Farmington. 2 teams that are, Valley has been down a lot in recent years, and I know Farmington is down a little bit this year, and there's another goal for the Wildcats. Maxime Greshkazin, I believe it's going to be Olsen. Check that. 19, not 9. Would have been shocked if Maxime was out there. Long shot from Lockenmeyer, and there it is. Olsen cleaning it up.
Yeah, that's a good finish by Olsen. That's rip and trap out in front. He'd like to make sure he's sweeping that away, I'm sure. But Olsen had 1 goal a year ago, and he's got 1 here this year. And again, good progress for Eagan in this period. We're seeing some finishing ability. And we'll get the assist on that
Nielsen.
goal.
Assist by number 21, Colton Gregerson, and number 17, Joe Faith.
It was Gregerson, and I think it's at Faith got the
and scoring for Eagan on the power play, number 19, Leighton Olsen, assisted by number 10, Dylan Wedward, and number 17, Alex Lockenmeyer.
So you go that top line for Eagan, all contributing on that goal to make it 6-3. And again, that's one of those small positives you have to build on if you're a young hockey team like the Wildcats are this year. I mean, that's 2 goals here in this final period. So it's all, finish strong. You hear it all the time, play to the whistle, give it all every shift. That's all we can ask. Cats nearly got one there as well as the puck kind of trickled just through the crease area.
Just feels like the discipline for Eagan has been much better in this third period. They kind of had lapses in the second period where we'd go minutes at a time and Burnsville just kept coming at them in fast break fashion. And they've been much more defensively structured here in the third.
Well, you had mentioned, I think, back in the second period, big hit over there, and that's going to be another penalty on the Wildcats. But this is their second game for both of these teams in less than 48 hours. After limited practice compared to normal years, and you wonder, are they going to get a little more gassed here in this third period? And I haven't seen much of that for Eagan, and really Burnsville for that matter either.
Yeah, I guess if you're Burnsville, that's one thing that you could choose to be concerned about. You see there a bit of a dangerous play that Breshka's in against Holmstrom, but you struggled in the third against Rosemount, and even though you're up big, I'm sure that Bolio would still like to see probably a little tighter third period from his guys, but beggars can't be choosers. Burnsville's going to get a win here, and they'll take it.
Yep, 3 minutes to go in this one. Burnsville to go on the power play. They took all of 16 seconds last time they had the man advantage here. Barely 2.5 minutes ago. Probably not going to score 16 seconds into this one as they need to regroup.
Maxime Breshishin, 2 minutes for roughing.
From the Blaze, they got wheels. That's Nielsen. That shot goes just wide. Edmund might have got a piece of that. And again, I noticed Gregerson kind of leaking all over here on the right wing spot going into the zone.
Gregerson trying to bully him in front. Just watch him.
Yeah, he's in there with Pika, and that's a couple of big boys going at it.
I think he's getting reprimanded, actually.
And faceoff is going to come outside the zone. 2:33 to go in this one. You see 1:33 to go on the power play.
Yeah, too much jostling out front. It's not typically something you see, but they tossed him out of the zone for the faceoff.
And Burnsville just like that, right back in the zone, however. Tried to center it across and wisely dumped out by Gus Gley for the Wildcats. Cats just not really, they send one guy in on the forecheck, that's Wedward. Burnsville's got 2 guys back there, 2 more at about the half wall. And here they come again. Stayed on side, across to Gregerson. It's a shot, nice save, Edmund. Gave up the big rebound, but nobody able to control it for Burnsville. Less than a minute to go on the power play for the Blaze. 40 shots for Burnsville in this one. Eagan has 19. Gregerson, nope, fanned on that opportunity. He's going to send it down low. 15, Holmstrom. Holmstrom, he'll circle with it. Looking, lofts the pass. I don't think that was supposed to go that high to Nielsen. Down low, back to Nielsen. Gregerson, he's in there battling with Anderson for Eagan right in front. Looking for the shot. Rebound is there. That trickles just wide. Hard shot behind the boards from the stick of Lockenmeyer. 19 to go on the power play. Again, a little opportunity for the Cats to kill this one off. Again, build a little momentum going forward. And here comes Lockenmeyer against Faith. Lockenmeyer and Faith gives him a little shove on his Faith when out of the puck. Down to 4 in the power play. Holmstrom, quick shot. That was just over the cage.
Egan's at full strength.
Minute to go in this one.
1 minute remaining in the game. 1 minute remaining.
And again, there's Edmund with another big save. 43 shots now for Burnsville.
There's a couple guys on Burnsville that I get the sense they're going to score more as the season goes along. I mean, I've liked what I've seen from Holmstrom, McDevitt, Dundon. It's just a matter of finishing. You know, you've got a couple finishers on this team right now, but you need a couple more. And I think these guys are close. They just got to be a little more precise with the way they're releasing the puck.
Again, game 2 out of an 18-game season. If you're still doing that in late March, then we might have issues.
Right.
Burnsville just trying to keep this one. They'd love to get one more here, finish strong. Lamont out front, tried to get it to McDevitt. Couldn't quite connect. Down to 30 to go. Lutz drops it back in. Burnsville's going to be forced to tag. And Cats will just poke it into the zone off the stick of Goyle. There's Martin out there again, number 2 for the Wildcats. Showing some good speed. He's showing some good hockey smarts here in this third period. Really made himself noticeable out there. High off the glass, dumps it in. Will it be an ice? Probably could have been, but with the time ticking down. And there is our buzzer. So Eagan got a couple of goals there in that third period. Killed off a late power play, a couple of things they can build off of. But nonetheless, it's still the Burnsville Blaze. They're going to be heading back down Highway 13 with that 6-3 win here at the Eagan Civic Arena.
Yeah, I think if
Thank
you're
you
Steve
for attending
Bolio,
this afternoon's
you
contest.
say, great job, guys. That was a pretty distressing loss against Rosemount. You bounced back well. You looked fresher. Good job. You showed your offensive chops. And if you're Eagan, I think if you're Todd Carlson, you show them the third period tape and say, okay, guys, this is what we can be. Let's do this for 3 periods.
Yeah. By the way, 15-7 shots on goal that final period for the Blaze. So you hear the music. That means it's time for us to get out of here. Hey, Sam, thanks for coming over and joining us here in Wildcat Country. Myself and the rest of the Wildcat faithful, we'll see you guys over at Burnsville on February the 18th. So again, Mike Cook, Sam Ekstrom saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time for Wildcat Hockey on ETV and Burnsville Blaze Hockey on BCTV 14. Good evening.